Art comes in many forms, and one Bemidji artist's talent is forming fabric into funky fashions. Fabric takes a whole new shape for this week's In Focus as Jamil Doneth shows us a Bemidji artist who creates a fantasy world with fiber.
Step inside the fantasy world of fabric fiddler Jane Carlstrom. Whether classic, cute, fancy, or even a little freaky, this fashion fabricator can poke, prod, sew, and steam felts and fibers of any kind into just about anything.
I simply like working with fabrics and fiber. I like the feel, I like the texture. I like to see what the fiber wants to do and work with it.
The retired public health nurse may not have the proper education in fiber making, but she sure makes up for it in experience.
I made my first Easter hat when I was 5. I made my own clothes when I was in high school even.
Carlstrom's recent project is called Fantasy Hats and Flights of Your Imagination, where she has quirky fascinators like this one. And this one, which is called Dino Man, of course, an eyeball bracelet, and a fan favorite, mustaches. And her newest addition, lifelike mustaches.
The mustaches have been really popular, whether it's mustache parties or mustache disguises, and I thought it was kind of a hoot, and so I started making mustaches.
And Carlstrom says nursing certainly comes in handy when creating hats with hearts and beady-eyed bracelets.
I've had a fascination with eyeballs for a long, long time.
Who knew that a class on the anatomy of an eye would be useful outside the medical profession?
I make a lot of my own mannequin heads from needle felting because I want a head that's a real person's head size.
Carlstrom likes to do things the old-fashioned way. She uses felt-making techniques to form her fabric. Needle felting and traditional felt making.
Felt simply is matting fibers together.
And looking at these quirky works, it's hard to really know the time put into creating them. Just like the slow food movement, Carlstrom calls her process slow craft, where she spends hours perfecting each detail.
I can't imagine not using my hands to make something.
So for this fantasy fiber fiddler, her techniques may be old-fashioned, but her creations are fashion-forward. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Doneth, Lakeland News.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.